Hello all, this is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about reciprocity.com. The E is written with a 3, and in this particular video I want to talk to you about how many courses do PhDs actually take during their doctoral program. So if you don't know me, I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There were so many people that helped me out that I wanted to pay the favor forward and help you out. All right, so I asked a poll on my reciprocity community. You can go onto YouTube and check out the community tab and look at this. And I had a response rate or 25 responses. Not bad, but I know that there's all sorts of selection biases and stuff like that. And the question was, how many courses do you actually take during your doctoral program? There's not really good information on the internet in terms of this, so I decided to ask this question. On average, most people take during their PhD program about 10.66 courses over the course of their 2 years. So this equates to about 2 to 3 courses per semester. And from my own personal experience, that was pretty normal in terms of what most people do at different programs and stuff like that. Some people take much more and some people take a lot less. So here's the distribution of courses. So again, 25, really tiny sample, not statistically significant, selection bias, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully in a year or two, when the audience gets bigger, we can ask this question again and get a little bit more of a representative sample. Anyways, so most people, or here's the distribution. So 20% took between 1 to 4 courses, 28% 5 to 9 courses, 20% 10 to 14 courses, 20% 15 to 19 courses, and then finally, more than 20 courses, it's about 12%. And that's probably pretty close to how most people actually do doctoral programs across the world. The vast majority of them do a few courses, and then after that, then they're off to the races. So the first couple of years, what you're going to do is take coursework. And then usually in your second year, so your first year is pretty generic, you're going to take like research methods and things like that. And then in your second year, you're going to specialize and go into more specialized courses after that. So sometimes you'll take statistics courses if you're going to specialize in that. I took econometrics, a little bit more econometrics courses. Some people take qualitative stuff and they'll go to different departments across the university to get a better specialization in that particular thing. So how do you actually find these particular courses to take? Often what you should be doing is looking and asking what other PhD students have done in your department, or maybe it is in your discipline, whatever it is. Ask them which courses they took at that university. Often you might actually go to another university to take these courses as well. Particularly with sort of methods courses. Sometimes they have these sort of short courses that you can take in different universities that have been put together in a specific sort of methodological area. I know that NBER, the sort of economics group, they have some courses that you can take and they're a little bit more open. You can look up on the internet. I've found those before. Different schools, I think University of Michigan has one. UCLA has really good sort of program that they have in terms of Stata and different software and stuff like that you can find on the internet. But there's lots of different courses that you can take, and usually what you're doing, and the reason what you're doing is you're trying to specialize in these specific areas and getting a little bit more of an understanding. It's easier to take these courses now than it is later on when you're under much more pressure in terms of getting tenure and things like that once you're out. So most people actually will take these courses early on, and then they can, it sort of helps them, right? So what does a course actually do in terms of when you take these extra courses? It's really giving you options in order to go into different areas, because a lot of times you just don't know what things are. You don't really know what you don't know until you actually figure out what you don't know, right? And so that's how you figure out what you don't know, until you take those courses. It's not about sort of developing a competency in a particular area, but it's sort of understanding, okay, I can take this A, B, and C kind of method going forward. I know of them, and I could choose one of those methods. And that's really what you're looking for, is sort of the option value that you're getting from taking different courses, knowing that maybe in 15 years or 20 years, you might say that, oh, I'm going to take, because I took this little kind of small simulation course, I can do a simulation and then come back and visit that. And that's what you're looking for, right? So there's this sort of specialized perspective where you're specializing in the particular area. And then the last thing is it's giving you options later on. And the sooner you take all those courses, just like the reason why you go to school in first grade, right? You're learning all this kind of basic stuff. So it gives you options to go forward so you can understand more stuff and understand what pathway is sort of best fits you. And that's why it's good to sort of explore and learn a couple of maybe it's different kinds of methods, for example, or, getting a little bit more. So maybe, for example, decision theory is a big thing for you. So in strategic management, my field, decision theory is pretty important to parts of it. So you might actually take some decision theory that's in the econ department, the psych department, whatever it is. In marketing has some of that stuff sometimes. And so you're just looking for a good understanding of how people make decisions, and you're looking for courses of people that are sort of specialists in those areas. And every university has really good people in different areas. And so sometimes that's what you look for too, is who's actually teaching those courses. If you know of somebody that's really famous, for example, and you want to go to their course, then that would be really cool to go and find that famous person and take that course. Because sometimes the people that are famous are often really good teachers as well, because they just understand what's going on. Sometimes not. Often not, but sometimes they are. And so you want to sort of get some insight from what they're thinking about. And that might be really cool too, as well, right? So you take the person from really that famous person, and then you understand what they're thinking, and maybe can kind of get you going in that particular direction. And plus it's cool to sort of meet those people as well. So that's the reason why you take extra courses, why there's a lot of variance across the different courses. Often, one other thing too is that there's different styles. So the more European sort of the style that there is in terms of the PhD, it's going to be less coursework and more sort of independent study where you're going in the different directions earlier. The American system is getting a little bit more where it's course heavy, and the reason is, apologize, airplane going over top. The reason is that you just get a good understanding from that, and then you can be off to the races as well. So it's kind of a different philosophy, whichever way that you look at it. They're both equally good. If you have a good supervisor, the American system or the European system can work better because you get more publications. But then, if you're relying more on the system if you are doing kind of the American way, where you're doing more courses and things like that, rather than one independent person that's directing you in a certain way, and that's good. So if you like this video and you learned something from it, give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do appreciate it. And check out the different polls and stuff I'm putting out in the community tab as well. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.